Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Sunray, coming at you guys with a word of the Lord for today, okay? And so I see a great wind that's coming. And this is not just any wind. This wind is synonymous to the exact same wind that the Lord used to deliver his people from the hands of the Egyptians. When we study Exodus 14, it tells us that the Lord sent the east wind. Why the east wind? When we look in Hebrew, the east wind comes from the Hebrew word kadim. And when you go to the Hebrew root word, like the actual root of the word is kadam. And what does that mean? It means to put in front of. And so yesterday, the Holy Spirit began speaking to me about a period of victory where you have overcome the darkness. And in that moment, when the Lord was leading his people across that water, what was it? It was darkness behind them, but it was light up ahead. It was that, again, the whole dawning of a new day type of a thing. They were walking into the light, but their past was consumed in the darkness. And so the Lord sent the eastward wind to not just push back the sea so they could cross, but he did it to put them in front of the oppression, to put them in front of the contention, to put them in front of the restriction, so that he could bring them into an expanded place, so that he could bring them into a place of fruitfulness and productivity, which we know as the promised land. And so as the Lord was speaking about this victory, I want to make sure I said this here. He said, the walls of confinement have been destroyed. The limitations set in place by the enemy has been broken. Remember, there's no contention at this well, just a steady flow of God's goodness. And so as I was in prayer tonight, I saw a great wind. And specifically, what I discerned in the spirit is that this wind was picking up people and putting them in front. It was picking up people and sending them forward. Specifically, what I wrote is, this wind is one that will blow you and send you forward. The Lord said he is blowing on your obedience, and it will bring great success. What do you mean, Sunray, the Lord is blowing on my obedience? I've experienced the wind of God a few different times in my life before. And so what do I mean when I say he blows on your obedience? There are seasons where you are hidden in obscurity, where nobody knows who you are, nobody knows what you got going on. But the Lord is developing you. He's saying, write that book. He's saying, post videos. He's saying, he's giving you instruction on things to do. It's very similar to what he had Noah doing, building something that did not make sense. Because once you build something, you're like, God, I built the website, but nobody's coming to it. I built the business, but nobody's coming to it. And you're like, God, did I hear you correctly? No, you heard God correctly. It's just you have to wait on the time for his wind to be released. Because when the wind of God comes upon your life, it causes fast forward movement. It causes you to be pushed in front of the things that held you back. It causes your gifts to make you be present, to make you be put in front of mighty men. It causes, the wind of God causes your name to go ahead of you into a room that you have not even stepped into. The wind of God causes your name to be released in a vision or a dream, causing people to come and seek you out. The wind of God causes you to pop up in places that normally you wouldn't pop up in. Some people may not even follow you. Some people may not even know about your business, but suddenly they have a dream and they hear Promised Land Realty. That's my mom's realty company. But then they hear Promised Land Realty, or they're scrolling online and they randomly run across it. The wind of God will cause a person to succeed against all logic. Because it's not your talent, it's not your gifts, it's not any of those things. It's the wind of God blowing on your obedience, blowing on those times when you were faithful. And the Lord wants me to make this very clear. The turning point is here. As of today, the turning point is here. There's a whirlwind. There's a whirlwind that is about to take you to your next level. Take you in front of your destiny helper. Hear me by the Spirit of the Lord. He brought me back to a specific time period in my life this morning. And things were moving so fast that my head was swimming. Literally, I couldn't gain footing because every day it was something else. Every moment it was something else. And so tonight, God said, that is the time that is here on this day. On this day. And so, the wind of God, specifically the east wind, and I want you to understand this, it's pushed you in front of everything that has held you back. And the Lord is going to cause you to advance and succeed in a way that defies human logic. It will not make sense. But that's what the wind of God does. It defies logic. It defies physics. Okay? We take all them courses in college just to find out God defies it all. God is greater than it all. And so, back on 1/7/2024, the Lord said that He is causing His faithful to be pushed out front. But also, He keeps highlighting 1:17. And if you know, in Strong's Concordance, 1:17 actually means adar, right? Like it means to be wide, to be great, the magnificence, the swelling up of God. But I definitely had this marked off, y'all. So just give me a second. And so the Lord wants you to know that your reward is coming with this wind. There go the imagery. So the imagery that I saw was, let's say you've done the book. You've done everything God has told you to do. And you're just sitting there. The wind of God is going to suddenly pick you up. It's like literally a spiritual Uber just comes, but this spiritual Uber got turbo blast. Because everything that you have completed, the Lord will cause to rapidly succeed. Hear me by the Spirit of the Lord. Your reward is coming with this wind. On 1/17/2024, the Lord said He is about to blow your mind. You will be speechless. You will be speechless. Because of how fast He moves. Because of what it is that He will do for you. It won't make sense. Because you're like, whoa. But the wind of God also causes all things to work together for your good. It causes things to just come together. It reminds me of that dry season that you've been in, like Ezekiel and the dry bones, where the Lord begins to cause the sinews, the flesh, and all those things to come together. And then His wind blows and it brings it to life. This is the time in which the Lord is bringing you to life. He's bringing your finances to life. He's bringing that vision to life that you thought was a waste of time. So I'm excited to hear the testimonies that come from this, but this is what I was supposed to talk about, is a pace of rapid acceleration, and the Lord is accomplishing this by His wind. His wind is blowing on your obedience. I love you all so much. I pray that this word has blessed you. And make sure you join us tonight, Tuesday, February 13th at 5 p.m. Pacific for our encounter nights. I have absolutely no clue what the teaching will be. We never do. But the Spirit always moves and gives us exactly what it is that we need. And so even if these words have been serving as confirmation for you, You don't want to miss being in the room. It's going to be available for replay too, for people that got to work and got other things going on. But I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you later.